up? It's your boy T-Bear and Reaction. Today's Wrestle Wednesday. You're watching from Wrestling Wednesday. So, about to just reveal from What Culture. I'm very like, for a while, I never like to do stuff from like What Culture because this is like only informational ones. But after a while, I've come to respect the informational videos well too. I usually like when it's like top moments right there. I always like to see the ones that was like with actual action going on. But I come to respect the informational videos well too, because sometimes the commentary be very interesting. Sometimes it be informational. Sometimes it get on your nerves. Either way, we want to check this out from What Culture Wrestling. 10 most successful TNA to WWE transition. So yeah, a good amount of folks that's in WWE at the moment who will have a run in WWE, a good run, whatever, got their start in TNA as well too. The top one right now is AJ Styles, you know what I mean? Who technically was a jobber in WWE, but he got his main and started studying CW. But TNA, when he made his well-known name for himself, and then we came to E. The rest was history. We had him, like Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, and some new ones like LA Knight as well too. And one you may not realize had a run TNA, but who really successful in WWE, such as Xavier Woods. For those you may not know, that Xavier Woods was got start in TNA as well as Consequences Creed, because his real name is Austin Creed, so he wanted his name too. And he was a pinnacle of the X Division, as well as in a successful tag team with Jay Lethal, as Lethal Consequences as well too. A lot of times Jay Lethal did his Black Machismo gimmick, and there's some other ones too I can think of. And there's other wrestlers who have appearance on TNA that as well too, such as Ciampa, Dean Ambrose / John Moxley, and Seth Rollins, Tyler Blake had like a one-off as well too. And most recently, the one who challenged Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown title, Zelina, had a start in the TNA as well too, as Rosita. And there's so many others will come to mind. That remind me. So other than that, and it has some people who came and gone from TNA to the WWE and went back to TNA, such as James Storms and Eric Young as well too, and a couple people who got their run at WWE and went with TNA and went back to WWE, such as the Booker T, Jeff Hardy, Kurt Angle, and Jeff Jarrett, and many others. So without further ado, let's see the top 10 successful TNA to WWE transitions. Oh, and that's right, and I got to mention Drew McIntyre and MVP as well too. Matter of fact, MVP had his first little version of the Hurt Business with the Beatdown Clan as well. So yeah, let's get it.
Left TNA and totally smashed it. There are other stars that have done this as well, but the real litmus test was making it to WWE and see how they got treated.
That's right, low key.
It was a total roller coaster, which is why today many have forgotten about some truly awesome jumps. I forgot
CM Punk came for TNA.
I'm from What Culture, and this is the 10 most successful TNA to WWE transitions.
Abyss.
10 Abyss. That's right.
Oh, that's right. He Abyss is doing his thing as a writer though. I forgot he's a writer now. He's doing his thing, man. So that definitely counts.
Appearing as his masked character in WWE, Chris Park has been super successful in the promotion. You just never see him.
Right.
This is because he was hired as a producer in 2019, and by all accounts is doing a great job.
He is.
That must be true too, as sometimes people can come and go in that role. It's a bit like an open door policy, but Park is now a mainstay. It's quite lovely to see. You may recall there was a tease of some on-camera action when he was briefly AJ Styles' statistician back in 2020.
I would have loved if he had an appearance as Abyss on a Royal Rumble or something, man. I was hoping he would do that one time, man. Just once. Or even as Joseph Park as well, too, man. It would be nice.
I didn't go anywhere. Mostly as it was during the pandemic, where nothing made sense. I still hope one day he can have the match he deserves, even if it comes and goes as a memory. That dude gave everything to TNA, and it sounds like it's a similar situation now. He has smashed it. Number 9, LA Knight. One that goes under the radar. Eli Drake, as he was known in TNA, won the world title, the tag titles, and he was the king of the mountain. He was also well known for his character work outside this bubble, and most people assumed he would go on to bigger and better. Even though he hasn't won a championship in WWE, apart from a brief run with the $1 million belt down in NXT, he had such a good run there, and main roster call-up was always on the cards. And sure, it started oddly when he was recast as Max Dupree, the leader of the wonderful Maximum Male Models, but ever since Triple H switched him back to the more familiar LA Knight, the dude has been on fire. You don't get fans shouting, "Yeah," by fluke. He's a prominent character.
That's why I said they need to pull the trigger on playing him a babyface, man. 'Cause the crowd is too trying to get behind this man, but I ain't not letting them, man. Let the crowd get behind this man, please.
To now, thanks to his feud with Bray Wyatt and having a segment with The Undertaker, plus he's reliable. I hope now the spooky wookie stuff is done, we don't forget about him. The man has so much more to give, plus he's damn entertaining. Number 8, Zelina Vega. This is nuts because right now Zelina Vega is only 32 years old, and yet she made her TNA debut in 2011. That's called being ahead of the game. Rosita, as she was known then, won the TNA Knockouts tag titles pretty quickly too, and started the Mexican America faction.
Hey, you know, I think she's still a trainer. Her first, Serena's still a trainer at WWE, I think, if I can recall. Well, she's in AEW, but yeah.
Alongside Hernandez and Anarquia. So she arrived and did everything. Why not? She was soon picked up by WWE, where she was teamed with Andrade as he plowed forward to become the NXT champion when they got called up to the main roster. Naturally. Sadly, neither of them were ever booked in the same way under Vince McMahon, and yes, there was some controversy with the term independent contractor that led to Vega being released. Talent never sleeps. And before you knew it, she was back. That resulted in a Queen of the Ring victory where Zelina was able to strut around in a crown, whereas in 2022, she became the mouthpiece for Legado del Fantasma on SmackDown. It was a pretty good effort. It also means Vega has proven herself as a valuable part of the roster, and long may that continue. Number 7, Wesley. The Rascals.
Oh, yeah. Duh, I forgot about Wesley. The Rascals. Yeah, I don't know why that slipped my mind. Yep, and he's like still North American champion. Yes.
We're a very good Impact team. WWE saw this too and brought them on board in 2020 as MSK, and almost instantly they were pushed. They won the Dusty Rhodes Classic and the NXT tag titles pretty quickly, plus they got to hang out with Matt Riddle for a while. Now that does sound pointless, but actually it carries a lot of weight. WWE wanted to make sure there was a spotlight on him. It hit a bit of a stumbling block when Nash Carter was released following a controversial online happening with his ex-wife, and everyone then thought this spelled doom for Wes Lee, even more so when he was stripped of the tag team belts and vanished from television. This is the issue of being one part of a pairing. However, rather than fade away, Lee weathered the storm, returned in 2022, and ever since has raised his game no end. As I speak to you, he is still the North American champion, and the quality of his matches, they absolutely rock. It all served to tell the audience he has what it takes as a single star. When that Raw or SmackDown call comes,
I can't wait,
there's no reason he can't fit in there too. He's got it. So it has been a crazy ride since those TNA days, but when all is said and done, kind of feel like he's going to be more than okay. Number 6, Bobby Roode. As we learned recently, Bobby Roode's many years of throwing himself onto the ground have caught up with him, and he needs back surgery. So straight away, we send him nothing but the best. Ever since he debuted in TNA in 2004, though, he wasted no time at all. While he started as a pretty cool member of Team Canada, Roode soon went all JBL on us as he played a rich boy heel before jumping again into Beer Money, one of the most successful teams in TNA history. It all continued when he and James Storm used that to ignite an awesome feud which culminated when Bobby became the world champion. This was really good TV. It's why Triple H and NXT eventually came calling, and along with his glorious theme song, it all carried on. I mean, he beat Shinsuke Nakamura to win the NXT title before losing it to Drew McIntyre, who was basically following the same blueprint. And sure, Drew has been pushed harder, but Roode was able to find a place for himself alongside Dolph Ziggler, and I tell you, when he is back with Triple H controlling his fate, I would watch this space.
Hopefully he's
Number 5, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
We mentioned him in the intro, and we must do it here too. Samoa Joe is an all-timer. For he smashed it in TNA, he smashed it in WWE, and if Vince McMahon had understand the man more, I've no doubt he would have become world champion. Remember that awesome match with Brock Lesnar?
Right.
Joe can hang with anyone. He was also only one of 5 men who won the TNA Grand Slam as he just picked up titles for fun, and don't forget when NXT got him, he was offered an amazing deal. Sure, you can perform here, but you can also sell your own merchandise and do other bookings.
Nice.
He was a true independent contractor. That didn't last long as WWE WWE realized his value, so locked him down full time, and then he just ran through everyone. He defeated Finn Balor to become the NXT champion, and on his first night on Raw, he got to choke out Seth Rollins. Joe throughout was totally viable as a major threat. He would soon return to NXT, where he won the World Championship once more, when Nonsense saw him fired, rehired, and then fired again. That should never have happened, but no matter how you look at it, Samoa has found his way no matter the promotion. He's a forever hero as far as I'm concerned. Never puts a foot wrong. Number 4, Xavier Woods. Or Consequences Creed, as he was known in TNA. And sure, he didn't have the success there that others had on this list, but he did have a solid tag team with R-Truth and Jay Lethal, and won the tag titles before getting released in 2010. Now that is ridiculous knowing what we know now, because WWE picked him up in 2013, and look what he did. Grabbed the opportunity by the horns, and he never let go. It was an interesting start as he was re-teamed with Truth and basically treated like a comedy figure, until one fateful night in 2014. For he chatted to fellow friends Kofi Kingston and Big E, and they decided to reverse their fortunes. They should come together as the New Day. And do I need to say anything else? No, I do not. Ever since, they have just been on a tear, winning title after title, and cementing the group as surefire Hall of Famers. Even after almost a decade, they still find new ways to entertain me. They rock. Woods was also able to achieve his dream of becoming the King of the Ring. So yeah, you can't criticize this. The guy totally gets it. Number 3, Mickey James.
That's right.
Some fans
that's
may
right.
not
I forgot that Mickey James started at TNA first, then before coming to E and back.
Be aware of this, but while during the second part of her career, Mickey James was very successful in TNA, it's where she kicked it all off too. Debuting in 2002 as Alexis Laurie, she joined Raven's The Gathering group as he went after the then NWA heavyweight title. James Mitchell was also part of this and ejected James from the company after hurling a fireball into her face, but there was a reason for this. Mickey was going to WWE. It was full step ahead from there as she kicked off that feud with Trish Stratus, which was excellent, and she won the Women's World title at WrestleMania 22, which was only her 10th match in the company. It was just the start, as Mickey also retired later at Survivor Series and went on to pick up gold on 6 different occasions. This was also done during a time when the female talent had to fight tooth and nail for proper opportunities. She's another that will get in the Hall of Fame as soon as she wants it. James is officially a legend. Number 2, CM Punk. Well, we all forget about this. There's a good reason for it. CM Punk is synonymous with Ring of Honor given his track record there, but before all of that, he did indeed pop up in TNA. This actually ties into what we just talked about because, yep, he was in The Gathering too. Everyone was flocking to Raven. The irony. Punk would team with him as well alongside Julio De Niro as they had a few decent matches before Ring of Honor decided they didn't want to work with TNA anymore, so they shut the door. There's not really much else that can be said because we all know the success CM went on to have, but if we are plotting his journey, it does indeed go through TNA, so that counts. Or it does to me, and it's my list. The big question is, of course, what Punk does next, but regardless, it will be a big deal as he's a big deal. I wouldn't dare call it, though. It really is impossible to try and figure out.
This is before. Number 1. Yeah, that's before that happened. Nah. Yep, AJ Styles, of course.
I mean, if you didn't get this before you click play on this video, you have never watched AJ Styles. Not only was he the face of TNA and really should have been utilized as such, Styles has just been amazing everywhere. He is one of the best ever. The story gets even better because even AJ assumed he would never get to WWE due to how they saw wrestling, and yet he did arrive and thanks to his skill level, became the world champion. This is just the coolest and reminds you to always bet on yourself. I can't even go through all his TNA accolades as we'd be here all day, but just know he was changing the game and winning as many belts as he possibly could. Without him, I'm not sure Total Nonstop Action hangs around as much as it did. And for fun, just go and pick any match and see what it's like. 99% of the time, you'll get a banger. He will without doubt go into the Hall of Fame eventually, and before then, who knows? Styles is in his mid-40s, but he's still so damn good. He could keep performing for another decade at this rate. It's absolutely fine by me. Know any other wrestlers that had successful transitions?
He did that sure third man with all 3 legends.
From TNA to WWE. Make sure you let us know in the comments below, and then don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Then head over to whatculture.com where you can read up.
This is definitely a good video rating. I almost forgot that I don't like I forgot about Wesley and the mission of Wesley or anything. I slipped my mind. I forgot about that. And that's also good to bring in Mickey James. I forgot about the Alexis Laurie thing. But yes. Other than that, this was good. This was good video from What Culture, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Who knows? Who do you think another good and I forgot that it's not successful. Other people who has not been as successful who made their way from Impact to TNA to WWE is Karrion Kross as well too. He has runs Killer Cross. Ty Valkyrie came in but left as well too. Who else? Lance Archer had a quick run as well too. I'm trying to figure something else from there, but anyway, came and go as well too. Nigel McGuinness kind of came and go. Well, he was more known in Ring of Honor than TNA, but still, it was a good amount though. But either way, this is a good video. So if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.